Okay, raise your hand high if you feel personally victimized, scared, attacked, or afraid of this crazy seller's market. We're midway through October, it's 2021. I'm gonna teach you how to win out as a buyer, even in this market. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Avi Becker from the Santa Barbara group, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate, and I want to make a video for all those people that want to buy a home someday but aren't there yet. This video is for you. If you want to rent for the rest of your life, maybe you scroll to the next video because this might not be super informative. But like I said before, we're midway through October, it's 2021. We're in a very new dynamic landscape and buyers right now are losing out like crazy. They're having buyer fatigue and they're pulling out and saying, this isn't the market for us. I want to give you tips and tricks to win out and show you what we are using for our buyers to get our offers accepted, oftentimes getting listings that are below asking price, still getting credits, still making sure our buyers are protected and safe moving forward. Let's get into it right now. So what we know about the marketplace right now is there is an incredible amount of buyer demand and a low amount of inventory from the seller side. So that means prices are going up. High supply, low demand, prices go down. High demand, low supply, prices go up. Simple economics. So what does that mean for you as a buyer? That means if you have a price point, let's say around $1 million in Santa Barbara, a lot of times you're gonna have to look in the $800,000, $900,000 range if you can't beat that. You're gonna have to know that a lot of the prime properties are gonna be going over asking. Another thing is maybe if you're working with Realtor Bob, who's your cousin's, grandma's, sister's friend down the street, or maybe you have a friend who represents you, let's say in a market like Santa Barbara, but they live in LA, you're not gonna win out. You need to have great local representation that's gonna have your back and also be able to bring you listings right when they hit the market and even try to bring you some off-market opportunities as well. Off-market is such a buzzword. What does that even mean for those of you who might not be familiar with it? An off-market sale is a home that is sold to a buyer from a seller, but it never goes on the MLS. The MLS is what syndicates to Zillow, to Redfin, to all the other websites that you might be looking at. And the reason why homes sell off market is for a variety of reasons. I've sold a handful of homes off market this year, and let me show you some of the examples of why they sold off market. One was a seller who had a tenant in the condo. She didn't want to kick those tenants out. She had a great connection with them. She'd been renting them for 19 years, so she wanted to sell it without having too much disruption. The other one, I had buyers from out of town who got in early, who came in from out of town, and they got to see this property before it hit the market, and we wrote a really strong offer, got to take it down before it hit the market. There's all sorts of ways that off-market homes are being sold, and if you're working with a realtor that doesn't even live in the market you're looking for, there's no way you're going to hear about them. I mean, you might as well just represent yourself at that point. One thing we do with our clients as well, if we know we're going to be competing against multiple offers, we call the listing agent, the person who's representing the seller, and we try to get as much information as we can. We try to learn, does the seller need a rent back? Does the seller have a lot of emotional attachment to the house? Does the seller need a quick close and need to be out of there soon? Is the seller gonna take a cash offer that's maybe a little lower, or do they just want the highest and best offer, whether it's financing or cash? We wanna lay out all the information we can to our buyer so they know what decision they wanna make ultimately, because at the end of the day, it's our client's decision if they wanna write for over asking, for under asking, and how they wanna adjust their offer. But if we have all the information laid out for them, we can work together with them to decide what types of negotiations we want to include to basically take down the property. If you, as a buyer, don't want to compete against other offers, you might be missing out on a lot of great properties, but there still are homes that are sitting on the market. And right now we're seeing if a home is on the market for basically over a week to 10 days, those homes are the type of properties that you might not have to compete against other buyers. We just had a closing it closed last week or so, where a client got it for a significant amount of money under asking. It had been on the market for 10 days before we wrote. You have to be watching the days on market diligently, and that's what realtors, as we do. And if you don't want to compete, you could do a search. I pull up search for my clients of all the homes and you can basically narrow it out to homes that have been sitting on the market for a little while, and that's going to allow you to maybe not have to compete against other people. Depending on how long it's sat, that's going to depend on, can you write way under asking and kind of throw in a low ball, or if it's only been on the market for a week or 10 days, you might still have to go in at ask price, but it's better than competing against 10, 12, some of our listings have had up to 17 offers. So it's something to consider for sure if you don't want to battle it out. This point, guys, I touch on all the time. You need to be working with a local lender if you really want to have a leg up in the game. A local lender has relationships with the realtors in town, so the listing agents can trust you knowing that you're gonna close on time. And a great local lender as well can also sometimes fully underwrite the process before you submit the offer, so you don't even have to have a loan contingency. Plus they know all the local appraisers in town, because you're probably gonna need an appraiser if you do a loan. So a local lender gives you a huge leg up working with maybe a friend or a colleague or someone you've had a relationship with in the past if they're not from your target market. I highly recommend a local lender, especially in today's hyper competitive marketplace. A lot of people right now are wondering as well, is now not the time to buy, and should they maybe wait until next year? I had the same clients tell me this a year ago, and the prices have gone up here nearly 20%. So let's think about that. The homes that I was showing those clients a year ago that were $1 million are now $1.2 million. So those people are gonna have to do one of two things: either adjust their price point and go up to buy the same things that they were looking at a year ago, or greatly reduce their expectations and realize that what was $1 million is now worth $1.2 million, so they're gonna be looking at a whole different type of property. I don't think waiting is the best strategy, but obviously if you don't have the down payment, if it's not a good financial time for you to make a purchase right now, heck no, don't purchase. But if you can make it happen and you're just banking on the fact that values are gonna go down next year, you might be in for a world of hurt when prices go up another 10, 15% year over year as more buyers enter our marketplace, as there's not very much new construction, which is leading to less inventory. You're gonna see next year it might be even harder than it is now. So to wrap up this video, my point is who you work with matters now more than ever. You need an agent who is representing you, who's gonna do their best due diligence to find you off-market opportunities, who's gonna give you the full scoop and the full layout of what the listing agent and the seller need if you're gonna go up in a multiple offer situation. We've had clients win out against multiple offers. We've sold off-market properties. We've had clients take down listings for well under asking price. We haven't had anyone right now write no contingencies. That is happening, but we like to protect our clients. And basically, if you want to win out in 2021, you have to find great representation. You have to be all in, and you have to know that you might be going to war. But hey, when you get that property and next year it's appreciated 15, 20%, you can thank me later, because real estate is one of the best investments you can make. I mean, crypto is cool too, but I mean, you don't get to live in your crypto. So as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. More video content coming soon. Until next time, I'll see you.